There's a saying that I've heard throughout my life in various different forms: never attribute malice where stupidity is. Varied forms of it. And what that means is don't assume somebody is out to get you when the reality of the situation could very easily just be they were being very thoughtless and they didn't realize how their actions would have consequences outside of themselves. And I've had to sit with that saying and its variations over the last couple of weeks, because in my life, offline and online, content creator and just as another person, I've been dealing with a lot of thoughtless people. People that I know that are baseline intelligent, that are capable of thinking their way through situations. It always leaves me wondering why. Is it just me? Do you hate me? Do you have it out for me? And then, I have to step back and realize that that is also a problem way of thinking. That is a format of thought that just leads to more careless, thoughtless actions. I am no better than many of my peers, so why do I often find myself surrounded by people that are so self-destructive? It's almost animalistic. But these are not lack of class people. These are not animals. So what's going on? What's the mood? What's the vibe? Why are people so quick to succumb to base instinct, base desire? And sitting on that thought, it has me wondering about nature of human, nature of humanity, what it means to be a person. To be a person, you have to first be an animal. You have to have those base instincts. They're survival instincts. It's why we have 7 deadly sins and 7 heavenly virtues. I would say the 7 deadly sins, biblically, yes, but they have a basis, I feel, in the psychological buildup of what it means to be human. All animals, human or not, have pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, wrath, sloth, right? They express those things differently and at different rates, but to a degree, one would say that in the wild, in the animal kingdom, having those traits help you find ways to survive. So what separates the human from the animal? I would say it is being, well, to go against nature. To go against your baseline nature is what it means to be human. Let me put it this way. Skyscrapers don't grow out of the ground. Humans defied nature. They created concrete. They drafted building plans. They poured and laid foundations. And they meticulously, day and night, through those rebar and the steel beams and the plywood and the paint jobs and the furniture move-ins, put something highly unnatural but very practical where once was something organic. People can argue the value of nature versus not nature. That's different. But human instinct has always been to build and to put something that shouldn't be somewhere else. So if the human spirit is to defy nature. I think, as well, defying base gut instinct, initial reaction, is how we perform humanity. So, taking a step back and not yelling when you're angry, or when you're fearful about a conversation, waiting and going over different potential scenarios and then having mature adult conversations when you can, right? Those are things that don't typically come natural to a lot of people. It's natural to hide, to avoid. Some people, it's in their base human instinct to pleasure seek, to go for drugs and alcohol. It's in their human nature to react harshly, to be physically abusive, mentally abusive, verbally, And it is unnatural for these people to force themselves to be different. So, I pose this to you. I pose this question to you. Are you existing at baseline, or are you performing humanity? Are you going against your base instinct? Because when you go against your base instinct, whenever possible, that is when the most interesting things in your life happen. That is when problems are solved. That's when new things are created. It's not always going to be a good outcome, just like how following base instinct isn't always bad. Like, nobody typically, sees somebody running at them with a knife and wants to get stabbed. It's instinct to run away, yes? However, don't lose your humanity. Become the person you need to be. And survival mode doesn't mean falling back on autopilot or default. Survival mode can mean all sorts of things for all sorts of people, but you are more than capable of being human.